right, Ty, the last thing that we want to ask you, the very last thing, because I know I've said it before, what is one piece of advice that you would give anyone who wants to start a YouTube channel?
One piece of advice, make sure that you're ready for it. A lot of times people think that we get on YouTube and just start creating and it's so easy and we do it with like effortlessly, but there's a lot that is involved with starting YouTube. And if you're gonna start something, you want to be ready to go the distance. Don't just start it to just start it. If you're gonna start it, make sure you're ready and know that it's gonna be some work. Some people think people just get in front of the cameras and it's all good, but I stay up many late nights. I'm pretty sure you guys stay up many late nights. I have to redo videos. I have to get that good quality. Sometimes you have to really put in time and dedication. So like if you're starting a YouTube channel, know why you're starting it, and if it's for something like money. If it's for just fun, maybe it doesn't matter then if the dedication is there or not. But if you're starting it and you have a goal of, I'm going to use YouTube to make money, I'm going to use YouTube to sell a product or something, just know it's work. Like I said, we YouTubers come up here and sometimes make it look easy, but it's work.
Agreed.
I like it. All right, thank you very much.
I want to give some advice to people on social media and people who do YouTube channels and stuff like that. Dealing with trolls, internet trolls, everyone's heard it before. Do not feed the trolls. I'm here to tell you it is 100% true. It 100% works. I have never engaged with a troll comment. All I do, this is exactly what I do. I delete their comment and that's it. And they never come back because they didn't
That's all you need to do, yeah.
They didn't get what they wanted. If you don't get what they want, give them what they wanted, you won, and they're moving on.
Agreed.
All right, Josh, what advice would you give to someone just starting out doing a podcast?
Yeah, of course. It was some advice given to me, and I think it's probably the most important. Something I struggle with is consistency. Staying consistent with your uploads, recording. Also, along with that consistency, it's recording a backlog. Like if you can, before releasing one episode, record 2 or 3, because if something happens, you can still stay on your release schedule. So, I think consistency is the and picking a topic. I tried to do a topicless podcast. It was ridiculous.
I like it. Actually, Kevin lives by that mantra, so.
I do, actually, yeah. All right, Nina and Ethan, what is your advice to somebody just starting out a podcast?
My biggest piece of advice would be don't do it if all you're looking for is money and fame. It's not easy. It's a lot of hard work. Take a lot of time and consider who you want to be your co-host, your editor, things like that, because at the end of the day, these are the people that you're going to be relying upon to help you with this project. And it's nice to know that at the end of the day, the people that you are working with side by side on these projects are not just co-workers, but they are also friends that care about the project just as much as you do. And being as authentic as possible, that shines through and people will see that and gravitate towards that.
I like it.
Definitely, I agree with everything that she just said. Don't let your fear stop you, because literally, I mean, when we were talking about it, I'm like, I don't know anything about this. Nothing. I can't even get on YouTube. So I'm like, I know nothing about it. And they're like, we'll walk you through it. And at first I was like, maybe I shouldn't do this. I don't know what I'm doing. This is going to take so much. Put the fears aside. Just do it.
Just do
it. Find people that, like Nina said, have the same passion as you, and you're doing it because you love what you're doing and you love the genre that you're doing it for. So just go ahead and do it.
I like it. All right. Thank you very much.
See you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, Sean, what advice would you give to someone first starting out doing YouTube podcasting?
The first thing that comes to my mind is you definitely have to have a passion that drives you to be able to create content. And I think people who have a passion outside of the creation of the content itself, to me, are just more genuine, and I really enjoy their channels, and that's kind of how I've gone about it. And another thing that I really want people to do is not pay attention to the gurus and the people. Just get out there and do it. Don't worry about the numbers. That sort of stuff will come along, and you'll get better at it, and you'll figure your voice out when you get in there and you do it. I'm 6 years in, having a full-time job and a family and stuff. I'm not able to put all of my efforts into it, but I'm still learning myself. So it's a slow process, and just get out there and do it and enjoy the process of sharing your passions to a wider audience.
I like it, man. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, Cozy, what advice would you give for someone starting out a brand new YouTube channel?
The biggest thing that I can say is YouTube has changed so much over the last couple years. I would say go into this for the right reasons. 10 years ago, you could have gone into it to be a YouTube star immediately, like if you had volume and you had decent content. Nowadays, with it being so algorithm focused and it's more technical than creative, I would say make sure that you're doing this because you enjoy the journey, the content creation, telling a story, sharing who you are with other folks. Because if you go into this for like a fast turnaround or a fast growth, it's not guaranteed today. Like there's definitely folks that have started their channels and 2 years later they're at 100,000, like the guy that does the workout videos. He's real super organic and natural, but that's just not the case typically today on YouTube. And so I would say get rid of all of the worry about, do I have the best gear, do I have the right look, do I all of that stuff, and just create stuff that resonates with you. And if you create stuff that resonates with you, you'll find your audience faster, because they'll resonate with you, right? They'll gravitate towards whatever your message is or whatever your vibe is, and that's the way to grow organically. That's what I would say, because I think when I started the channel, or not right when I started the channel, but right before I started the channel was the vlog time. And that's when if you did a video a day, your channel would take off. That's all it was. Just do a video a day and the algorithm will push you. But now it's more about YouTube trying to find the right audience for you. So the more authentic you are, the faster that'll happen.
All right. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
All right, Ms. K, what is one piece of advice you'd like to give someone just starting a podcast?
To be yourself, for one thing, to also be around people that bring positive energy, because you don't want to be, around a person that has negative vibes or negative energy. And it's hard to kind of fight that off, in this day and time. But try to find like-minded people that have the same endeavors or the same thoughts that you have, I guess to find a person that's like-minded. And to be true, stay whatever you do, stay true to yourself. Be yourself at all times. If you can do that, people can see the genuineness. That's what I live by. If people vibe with you, they do. If they don't, they don't. They're not for you if they don't vibe with you. That's just the way I feel.
That's true.
So, yeah, that'd be my advice. And, and you don't have to spend a lot of money to start a podcast. You don't.
Nope.
You don't have to spend all that money. You just, like I said, get around like-minded people that, that can probably give you pointers and point you in the right direction and be honest with you and share ideas and stay creative. Somebody that boosts your creativity. That's what you want. You want somebody like that around you. So
I like it.
Yeah, that'd be my advice.
I like it. Thank you very much.
No problem.
What is some advice you'd like to give someone just starting out a podcast?
The advice that I would give is the advice that I usually give to people who ask me this sort of thing, which is that you really have to want to do it for yourself. Because honestly, for a large portion of time, that's who's going to be listening to it. When I started on my channel, my goal was to do something for me that I was kind of enjoying doing, sort of like as an exercise, an editing exercise and writing exercise. And for my first year or so, I was getting like maybe 20 to 50 views per video. It was not, I was not getting viewers, and it just started to snowball over time. And it took me a good solid 4 or 5 years before I started getting substantial viewers and viewership. So one thing to realize is if you're starting it to kind of just get into making money and getting all these sponsors and this and that, it's just not gonna happen right off the bat, possibly not at all. And to realize that the main thing to do is to have a good time and have fun while you're doing it, which is why you should always do a channel over something that you're genuinely passionate about and really enjoy. And have a good time, because if you're not, then it's gonna start to feel like a grind. And honestly, with how much money that they tend to bring in, especially in the beginning, it's gonna feel like a lot of work that you're not getting paid for. So if it's not something that you're enjoying, then there's really no reason to do it. Like, do it because you're having fun and you're talking about things that you want to talk about, and you're communicating messages that you personally would like to communicate. And that's what's going to make it worthwhile. It should be a hobby that you really enjoy. And if you're passionate about it, and if the content is good, then an audience is gonna follow, provided that YouTube or whatever the
algorithms
out there is, provided that it actually does work in your favor, because that's like 90% of this game.
All right. Thank you very much.
Like, Joe.
So Chantel, what would your advice be for someone first starting a YouTube or podcast?
My advice for someone wanting to start is be passionate about what it is you want to talk about. Everything else will fall into place. If you don't love it, it's going to be a burden. But if you love what you're doing, you'll put in the effort, you'll learn how to do all the things, you'll make the time. So just be very passionate about what it is that you want to talk about.
I love it. Thank you very much. Thank you for that little bonus question there at the end.
No worries.
All right, that does it for this episode of the Mod Squad Network's Conversations with the Mod Squad. So for Chantel and Felix, I am Kevin saying, if we don't see you again, thank you for being a friend.
See ya.